Greetings, Glitter Gang. It is still Friday, November 29th, Black Friday. This is part 2 of the 12 Days of Christmas box inspired by Tara Chaussee of Simple Stories. We have so far done the insides. We've got the base, the front, the back, and the dividers and the lifts. So what we're going to do now is we're going to work on the sides. I'm also going to eat gummy bears. All right. That's right. Make sure you hydrate. I'm going to drink a bunch of water, actually. Alrighty. So the sides are already the right height. They're 6.5 by 7. And I've already marked where the little, where the front piece is. Okay, so that's right there. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to put that area that I marked on a line on my desk. And I'm also going to put the opposite corner on a line on my desk. And then I'm going to nudge it ever so slightly so that the corner is not quite on the line. Gonna line up a ruler and put my whole body weight on this ruler. I'm gonna stand. And then I'm going to trim with my rotary trimmer. All right. Then I'm going to grab my box and kind of push in all my tabs and make sure that it works. All right. So this one and this one are poking up a little bit. So rather than trim my side, I'm going to trim them. So I'm going to put them hanging off the side of my desk. And I'm going to this is going to be how am I going to do this? I'm just going to draw a line with my pen. Okay. And now that I've drawn a line, I'm going to take the Tim Holtz scissors because they're a little bit more heavy duty, and I'm just going to very carefully cut along the line I just drew. And this can happen with projects that come together. You know, sometimes things get glued a little higher. This is all going to get covered with paper, so it doesn't matter if it looks a little messy. Candy says I would just let them poke out a little bit. That's probably the right way. That's probably the correct answer, Candy. All right. So I think I've got that one done. So let me just put this back into place. Yep. And the other one I've decided is not bothering me. It's not tall enough to bother me. Well, is it bothering me? Oh my gosh. Ugh. Okay. I just can't deal with it. Christian says, when I try these micro corrections, I make it look worse. Well, that can happen. You can fix something till it's broke. Okay. All right, so there we go. Let's just make sure that one is totally good. Yep, that one's totally fine. So now we're gonna take a nibble off this medium one, this middle one, and then we'll all be good. Okay, so this is a button shank remover. The scissors I used, those little snippers are a button shank remover. They work great for projects like this where you've got a limited area to move. And you can also use them for snipping dies. Yep. But they're technically called button shank removers. Button shank removers. I always hate the way I say button. When I say the word button, it makes me so sad. Thank you, Brian. Thank you. All right, let's go. Snippy snip. So I'm going to cut as much as I can with the scissors before it gets awkward and the handle starts twisting my scissors. And then I'll finish it with the shank remover if I need to. Okay. Oh, I just had a momentary panic that I was not recording, but I am, so it's fine. All right. Button shank remover is great for tight spaces like that. All right, now it's time to get the sides on. So before we can get the sides on, we need to add more flaps. So we need to add flaps to the sides. We need to add flap here, 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 here. All right, so we need a lot of strips. So that's why I told you save these itty bitties, because these can be cut down to go here, here, and here. All right. So let's start with those. So let's do some measuring. Okay, so they're basically, I mean, my guess is that these are, yeah, they're 2 1/8 should be good. So this one might be a little smaller, the front one. Yeah, this one's 1 7/8. So 2 1/8, 2 1/8, 4 that are 2 1/8, and 1 that's 1 7/8, and or 2 that's 2 7/8. And by the way, your measurements may vary because with boxes, there's just a lot. There is a lot of variety with boxes. All right, 2 1/8, 2 1/8, 2 1/8, 2 1/8, and then we need 1 7/8, and 1 7/8. All right. Yes, Brian said you could leave it at this stage and make it a file organizer. You could. You could. All right, so that's how those are going. And we're only removing the tape from one side. Okay, then flip it around. All right, and last one. All right, so then we'll look at the 2 that are 1 7/8. And again, those measurements may vary in your box. Okay, and 1 7/8 on the other side. All right, so we've got all of those in place. All right, we need to do a couple other things. These pieces on the side that are sticking out, we need to cut them right only from the score line along the edge, because we want them to be able to swing around. See how they can swing around and then stick down to the bottom, and look at that perfect corner. That's the goal. All right, so from the score line along the bottom, just to free it so that it can swivel and make a perfect corner. All All right, so do that with those. All right. Okay. All right, there. Now, those are done. So I'm going to cut 2 6.5-inch strips for the sides. So 6.5-inch, 6.5-inch. Cut one of them wrong. There we go. Okay, so I have 2 6.5-inch pieces, and they're gonna get stuck to the sides. Just peel a tape from one side once again, and then fold these kind of out away and press this on. And then you can fold that back. All right, turn it over, fold these out and away, peel the tape off one side. I made this a little too big. Again, press it to the bottom, burnish, and fold it back a little bit. All right, so now comes the tricky part. Okay, it's okay. It's not like hard. It's just a little tedious. So what has to happen is we have to make sure that every single one of these pieces is the tape is peeled off. Okay. Every single one of these pieces. And make them, you know, pull them up so they're all kind of poking up a little bit if you can. I know, premature sticking fears, but you will thank me because it's very hard. It's very hard to get this out, to get this tape once it's in the box, once you've closed off the side. Get your glue and run your glue on your chipboard. All right. And then set this in place. Get it exactly where you want it and press and hold. And then wait, not this one. All right, and then I'm gonna put the bacon press on it just to hold it while I work on the corner a little bit here. Fold that over, and then can you see how there's like a little bit sticking out? Can just snip that off. Okay. And then fold it down underneath. And then all of this, give it a burnish. All right, now, same thing. Burnish. Burnish. And then clean it up. Alrighty. Guess what our box has now? It has a side. Choo-doo. It has a side. And a very clean and finished edge too. It does. Look how clean that edge is. Very cute. All right. Side number 2. Do it again. No, I haven't cut side number 2. Just kidding. All right. So put your chipboard up against the side. That was almost really bad. And then you're just going to mark where this front piece touches it. All right, so you're like me. Okay. All right. So close. We were so close. We were almost done for a second. Oh well. And by almost done, I mean not really all that close to being done. So what the heck? I cut it. I'm insane. All right. That was bad. That's fine. You know what? That was like some of the worst cutting I've ever seen on this show. And there's been some bad cutting on this show in the past. Who knows what chipboard is? Chipboard is layers of paper held together by glue. So you can Franken chipboard. just like you can paper. You can also recut it, you know. Another learning opportunity. Yeah, if without this, you wouldn't have known that chipboard was layers of paper glued together. All right. So now our piece is fixed. Yeah, you could cut a new piece, but you could also fix it. All right. So we fixed our piece. I'll cut it correctly this time. All right, let's go again. Voila. All right, so then that's going to go here. Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to pull up all this tape. You know the drill by now. Remove all the tape. Removing all the tape. Removing all the tape. Speaking of tape, tape is on sale. Stock up and save. All right, once you've got all your tape removed, get your glue, and you're going to run the glue anywhere there's chipboard. All right. Okay. Then get your side and press it into place. No, those are for Christmas because we don't really celebrate Thanksgiving. And the reason we don't really, I mean, it's not that we don't not celebrate Thanksgiving. It's just that our family is not together ever for Thanksgiving because I can't travel because of Black Friday, and my dad won't travel because he hates traveling at Thanksgiving. So, we do it at Christmas. So we will see at Christmas if everyone cooperates. All right. What do we have here? What is this? What does this look like to all of you? Does this look like a finished box? Less than 2 hours and we have a finished box. All right, so now we have to start cleaning it up. All right, we gotta start cleaning it up. So that's right, it's a box. So now we're just gonna slide pieces in anywhere there's a joint. And that's gonna strengthen all the corners and things. Okay. So then when you get to an area like this, how do you deal with it? And what you do is just cut it down the middle so that you can bend it over and around, okay? And then this one will just bend straight down. And then that gives you your corner piece, okay? So you've got your corner wrapped. And we're just gonna keep going around and around and around until we've got all of our joints reinforced. Will our crayon box have a similar construction? Ugh, Priya, don't be thinking ahead like that. This is a prototype of the crayon box. That's why we're doing this. You want a little behind the scenes knowledge? We're doing it big so that I can see where we might have problems doing it small. Priya's thinking. She's thinking. So that's what this is, sort of. There you go. Because I am gonna write a tutorial. Priya's now sorry. You don't have to be sorry. It's just funny. I'm gonna write a tutorial on this. So when it's the crayon box. But, you know, the crayon box will be a lot different. It'll be tall, it'll be skinny, and it'll be made out of a thinner material, like it'll be made out of poster board. All right, see, just wrapping, keep wrapping. We're gonna, and this might happen. We popped apart here. No big deal. No big deal. The glue's just extra insurance. It's not the end all be all, you know. This is my last strip. My life is very sad. Very sad. All right. I'm going to try and do this as quickly as I can because I know that when someone's working inside a box, it's not very exciting. Yes, I can show you the crayon box. We're going to make this. So what it's going to be is, the main difference is each of these boxes is a different size and they're removable sleeves. Okay, whereas with this it's all fixed. So my vision for the Scrappy Bowl crayon box is we will make them removable sleeves like this. And I want to make like a little mini album that will go in each one. Some kind of little book. And I'm going to mess with, this is from ColourPop Lippy pencils. I'm going to change the size up, you know, to make it so that all the books will be able to hold 4x6 photos. So the difference is we'll get the stadium effect in this one, not from the bottom. Yeah, I want them to be removable, Priya. So whereas with this one, we got the stadium effect from lifts. This one, they're just going to be, we're just going to make each album a little bit smaller. So each one will be a little bit smaller. So all right. So, you know, same deal. Gonna make a split. Wrap that piece around. Wrap that down around. So that project is coming up in February. During a party that we have, it's at the same time as the Super Bowl. It's called Scrappy Bowl. So all right. So you can see the more we do, how we get a lot sturdier in these corners. All right. We are going to come down and we'll put little skins down the sides, and they will be visual only, the little skins that we put on the sides just to finish off the top. All right, so they're not going to be structural. These are the structural pieces. All right, so, all right, I'm going to put this one in. The crayon box is going to be made out of poster board, I'm thinking, although I hear that poster board sucks now. Someone told me that. I think it was maybe Jill. So I'm going to try and find a good, see if I can find a brand that has like a really solid poster board. And if, because I want to be able to fold it. If we can't find a nice poster board, I'm gonna use a lightweight chipboard. Okay, so the best way to stay informed about everything that's going on, you should do two things. One, you should subscribe to me on Facebook or on YouTube and hit the bell icon for notifications so that you get notified when I do new videos and new live streams. However, on top of that, I have a Facebook page that you can like and get notifications on, which is facebook.com/Kathryn Scraps, or the Facebook group. Poster board, it depends. Some of it's coded, some of it's not coded. You know, it just depends. All right. So, and then, you know, it depends if you like Twitter. You know, I post updates, notifications on Twitter. If you like Facebook more, we have a Facebook group. I always post everything in the Facebook group. Mr. Lifeguard just posted a link to it. I try to post things as many places as I can. I'm not on Instagram. That's really the only place I'm not. Well, I'm not on Snapchat. Okay, I'm not on a lot of places. Whatever. All right. So I have to cut some more strips to make some more strips. But we have our leftover scraps that we can use. All right. So, you know, this is a these are the scraps from earlier when we made the project, when we was left over after we cut off our quick and dirty boxes. So I can use these scraps to make more strips. They're not 12 inches anymore. Now they're 10 and a half because that's what that was. That's what size that was, but that's okay. All right. Tape bracelet now. 3/8 inch tape bracelet. Making more strips. Making more strips. So yes, so we're having a Black Friday sale. You can find me on Facebook, on Twitter, Kathryn Scraps, on YouTube. Those are the big places. Those are the big places. All right. That was the Stampin' Up! Scoreboard, and yes, that one is, I think, slightly better than the Martha one. Slightly better. It's also, so if you can't find the Martha one and you do have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, that is an option for you. The one that's the most like the Martha one but cheaper, so like the value one, is the EK Success one. So those are the ones. All right, so if you're looking for a scoreboard, I've tested a ton of them. And the three I recommend are the Martha Stewart one, which is the middle of the road in price, but only available at Michael's. So if you don't have a Michael's in your town, then you can't get it. So that one's kind of like the Toyota. Reliable, lasts a long time, does everything you want it to do. Not totally flashy. Missing a feature, which is the stylus, but you can buy a stylus. It's not the end of the world. Then in the Hyundai position, we have the EK Success board. Which EK Success made the original Martha board for Martha Stewart. So it's exactly the same, except it's uglier. It's gray and yellow instead of white and blue. But it's exactly the same. And then we have the Stampin' Up! One, which is the Martha one plus a stylus. By the way, EK Success made that board for Stampin' Up! Do you see a trend with the 3 that I'm going to recommend? All made by EK Success. So basically, any of those 3 and you'll be fine. The Stampin' Up! One is kind of in the Cadillac position because there's nothing else you need to buy. You know, you don't have to buy a stylus. You don't have to do anything to it like mark where the center is, whatever. But it's over twice the price of the EK Success one. So the one that's just straight EK Success is the cheapest. So if you want to save some money, you can get that one and a stylus. And you can get that from Amazon for like 14 bucks. So there we go. Now make sure you sign up for Facebook and what have you, follow me around, because when we do the prize signups for February, I will be giving away at Scrappy Bowl a lot of scoreboards that I tested. so, and those of you who are getting the ones that I made fun of, I am going to give away the ones that I thought were terrible. But I will also, there will be something else in the prize box with them. So you won't be getting, but yeah, so you won't be getting just a terrible scoreboard. You'll be getting a terrible scoreboard but if you have no scoreboard, a terrible scoreboard is better than no scoreboard. So yeah, Martha's, you know, it has all the features except the stylus and the price is solid. And EK Success one doesn't have centering lines or a stylus, but it's really cheap. And the Stampin' Up! One has everything, but it's the priciest. So that's where they are. So I haven't figured out what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to write things on the boards too. I've been thinking about decorating them. So we'll see if I do that. But I am going to give away all the boards that I hate, especially that purple one. But I'll put something else in the box. Everyone who gets a terrible board will also get something else in the box. All right, so I just keep adding strips. This part is the part that takes the longest. So other people, you know, who give stuff away, they give away good stuff that hasn't been used. But that's not what we do around here. Because we're committed to zero waste here at Kathryn Scraps. So I mean, we are trying to keep as much stuff out of the waste stream as possible. So that is something we've been working on for the last year. But, you know, we're not zero waste. That's hard. That's hard. Donna, I have used it in a pinch, but I prefer the We Are Memory Keepers one. It's just a little bit easier for me to use. right. All right, so this one's the same. All right, we are getting there. We only have a few more to do, and then what time is it? 4. All right, I think what I might do is I'm gonna finish this to the point where it's, you know, Franna, she did Scrappy Bowl, not what is this? What day is today? Black Friday, not Black Friday. However, if it's not disrupted by moving, I will open up Scrappy Bowl to have some people come. And we may make that a permanent sort of tradition. I have to figure out how to do it, because Sandra wanted to come too, but it just depends on whether or not, you know, my craft room is organized and not a death trap, basically. Because I'm not going to have people in here if they're going to have to climb over boxes and stuff. So, but I do want to try to keep Scrappy Bowl as a thing that people can come to, and then maybe figure out a way to this year, although Sandra already called dibs, so and she bribed me with a rototrim, so, you know, since I accept bribes, so since I accept bribes, she will probably get to come. So, but we do want to make it fair to other people in the future. So maybe something like, we'll do like a lottery from anyone who's willing to travel, because you have to travel. I'm going to have people travel themselves. So anyone who's willing to travel, no matter where you are. I'm not going to make it like exclusive to Florida, but, you know, just know that you're going to have to get yourself there, that sort of thing. All right, so the interior of the box is now fully braced. All right, so we're going to work on the exterior now. Yes, Sandra, she bribed me with the big road trim, the M24. So, you know, bribes work. Bribes work. I live in Apollo Beach, Florida, which is in the Tampa Bay area. So yes, we do have beaches nearby. All right, so now to clean up this corner, all right, we're gonna invert this. And nope, I'm not gonna be able to do it the way I want to do it. Well, that's sad for me. But not as, yeah. You do have to drive to get to the beach, because even though we live in a place called Apollo Beach, there's not really beaches, because Apollo Beach is a yachting community, which I've mentioned before. But when rich people need space for yachts, what you end up with is docks instead of beach. So, yeah. So we don't have beaches, although we do have beaches within driving distance, easy driving distance. All right, so okay, so now look how clean that corner is. So from the outside, looks very, very clean. All right, so we've got our two front corners all nice and clean. Okay, so now we're gonna put a strip in between. And so I'm just gonna mark where I need to cut it. Alan is Mr. Lifeguard, yes. We do have a lot of manatees, though, because we live near a power plant. And manatees like the warm water from the power plants. Now, Sandra's on the opposite side of the state from me. So she'd have to drive, and she's also a few hours north. So she'd have to drive several hours to get here. It's Florida's is a big, pretty big state, and it's long. It's long and skinny. So, like, here. Okay, that's Florida. All right. This is Miami right here. This is Tampa right here. This is Pensacola. That's where Kathy lives. And then this is Jacksonville. That's where Sandra lives. So from here to here, 8 hours. From here to here, like 5 hours at least. From here to here, this is 400 miles. Okay. From Jacksonville to Miami, 400 miles. So I used to, when my family lives in the Northern Virginia, DC area, and I used to, when I lived in Miami, I used to drive up there a lot to see them. And every time I'd get to the Florida border, I'd be so excited. I'd be like, oh, Florida, I'm finally in Florida. But the thing is, it's a 1,500 mile drive, and 1,000 of those miles are not the state of Florida, and 500 of them are. So what would happen is I'd see the sign that's like, Florida welcomes you, and I'd be like, yay, I'm almost home. And then I'd see the sign that said, Miami, 386 miles, and I'd be like, boo, I'm never getting home. All right, so here I just need to mark again. where to cut. So we're just gonna, again, we're just gonna clean it up. At this point, we're just cleaning it up. None of this stuff that I'm doing right now is structural. All right. All right, so now here we just need to make slits for these. So I'm just making little snips on either side of where they are. So then when I shove them down, all right, they can go on either side of that little piece. Yeah, Fran, I think Fran lives in like southern Alabama more. You know, I mean she obviously she lives in Florida, but like the area she's in is much closer to stuff in Alabama than it is to stuff in like the southern part of Florida. Yeah, we're pretty warm. I walked outside yesterday and I was like, you know, it could be a little cooler. Yeah, so she's really close to Alabama. All right, so this side is all clean. Look how clean that all is. All right, so once we get pattern paper on it, all right, on the sides, you know, this is just gonna look like perfect cardstock all the way around. All right, so we are doing a really, really good job here. We got to cut. Now I'm gonna cut this side. I'm just gonna cut it like right here. We're gonna keep cleaning up. And so you don't miss any spots, it's best to just start in one area and just keep working your way around. All right, so now we'll do here. Florabama. But all the different parts of Florida have different climates and really different personalities too. All right, so see, as I add the cardstock, everything's looking beautiful. All right, so now we just need to cover this corner, and I need more cardstock. I do. I need more card. Oh, I didn't get that. Ugh, I missed a spot. Oh well, fine, whatever. All right. Okay, so I need to cut some more cardstock strips. You always need more than you think. So we have all right. Let me set this to the side. And I'm just going to do another sheet of cardstock strips. And that's going to be, I think, more than I need. But I'd rather have more than I need than to have to stop and make cardstock strips again. So just take a piece of 12 by 12 cardstock, score at 1/2 inch, 1.5 inches, 2.5 inches, 3.5 inches. Well, Mr. Lifeguard and I have talked about moving to Panama or Costa Rica when he's retired, and we would not do that before my parents died. So we would do that after they have passed on, in case we need to be close to take care of them or anything like that when they get older. But that's something we think about doing, because we don't like winter at all. At all. But we will stay here until because my parents plan to retire to Florida. So we're going to stay here until my parents have moved on. But yeah, so we're staying in Florida, at least I would say the next 20 years. At least 20, 30 years based on family history. So yeah, we'll be here for a while. The stadium will have pattern paper on the inside and the outside, yes. 100%. And it's also going to have cardstock panels that the pattern paper is stuck to that clean up the sides. So we'll be making cardstock panels that cover all the joints and everything and smooth out the sides, make them really perfect. Think like drywall. Like drywall. You are going to be snowbirds next year. Where are you snowbirding to? But yeah, so we'll see. But it's gonna be fun. I don't know, my parents, I don't know when they're gonna move down here, and I don't know if we're even gonna be able to decorate this box. So we're gonna have to work on this a couple more times, I think, because just the box construction is well, boxes take, they take the time that they take. So once I get the box to the point done, I think what I'll do is I'll show you one of the folders and one of the closures so that you have all the pieces and parts you need, and then we'll finish it another day. But I'm gonna, we're gonna completely finish the box so it's totally covered in cardstock and ready for its pattern paper decorating on the inside and the outside so that you know how to do all the boxes construction. And then I'll show you the folder that I've designed to go on the inside and the closure as well. And so then you'll be able to get started and make really good progress on your own boxes and folders. Now, if you don't do 12 days of Christmas, then don't decorate at Christmas. All right. So this, you can, you know, this will hold photos of anything you want. It can be for a baby's first year, and each folder can be 1 month. It can be for school years, and it can be a graduation project. It can be a vacation you went, and each folder is a day of your trip. It can be so many things. So, you know, don't think just because I called it 12 days of Christmas and putting Christmas paper on it, that means it has to be a Christmas album. Does not have to be a Christmas album. Does not matter. Does not matter. All right, got enough strips to finish this for sure. All right, so where did we leave off? So we're right here. All right, let's keep going. Where's my bone folder? It's hiding under my pile of strips. Okay. What the? Oh, okay. All right. I see what I did wrong. I had this one come up all the way to the top and it didn't need to. So whatever, fine. Solved it. Okay. So now we're gonna All right, and then once again, gonna split them where the little dividers are. And I know I'm working inside the box, so it's, but bend it down. And you see how you get a little curl? See how that's a little curling there? Just make sure you get your bone folder in there so that you're right on the crack. And then if you still have some poking up, then come back through with your craft knife and just cut it out. Just cut out this little triangle that's hanging out and being weird. Just get rid of it. No, you do not need the link, Vesta. We changed their prices temporarily in the shop, so all their prices are the sales prices. So you can just go to kathrynscraps.com and click shop and then click manuals, and they'll all be the sale price. No link necessary, no code necessary. All right, and so now there's just this one and this one to cover, and then the box is structurally, the box is finished. Structurally, it will be finished. Oh, I put tape on the dented side, but I've also been just folding them back when I need it to go the other way. So I haven't really been worried about it. So I've been folding it both ways. So, but I did put it on the dented side. So some are dented and some are bumpy, so you kind of need some of each. All right. And one last piece. All right. Now I just have to jam a piece down in here because I missed reinforcing the very front of it. So I need a piece that's 9.5. Oh no, I lost a gem. Sad for me. Okay. Let's fix it. Huh. All right, fixed my gem. All right, so now I just need this to be 9.5 inches. All right. Okay. All right, so now the whole thing is reinforced. So we're going to talk about, all right, we're going to put like a veneer, we're going to put a veneer on it. So you don't really need these for the rest of this project if you have extras. However, okay, you might need them for another project, so you know, you can always keep them. Just give yourself a little area where you can store strips like that. Okay, now, I think before I do the veneers, let's do a break and draw some more prizes, and then we will come back and do the veneers. All right, so I will do a recording break, and the next video on YouTube will be how to do the veneers to make it look all smooth and beautiful, and the next video in the archives will be the prize drawing. Okay, be right back.